the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on YikesRadio.com and AccelerateRadio.net. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Poetry of Justice show. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Hey. I'm good. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
So I understand you went to Compton High School? Is that what I understand? So who's this? Give me your name. Amen.
Right.
Amen. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for calling us tonight. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, what years were you at Compton High School? What year did you graduate? Ah, see, look, you just Bill Coates. I totally remember. You?
Yes.
Yeah. How you
Mhm.
I
been?
built this. You were. Yeah, I was class of '82.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
Go Tar Babe.
Right. Did you go to the big? Did you go to the big homecoming that they did? Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't stop it, baby. I love
That's
it.
great.
So, what do you guys think about? Have you heard about the event at the Donna High for New Year's Eve?
New
Chico
Year Eve?
Brown is hosting a New
Okay.
Year's Eve ball, if you
Oh,
will.
how
Yeah,
nice.
Saturday. Right, right. Are you familiar with Compton for Life Car Club? Oh, okay. And drifting on a memory.
Hey.
There's no place I'd rather be than with you.
Absolutely.
Then you be on the ground full throttle. Wow. Right. I do.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you so much for rolling with us tonight. I do.
So, Bill, I have a question for you.
Bless you, Bill.
Bill, do you have any holiday traditions that you'd like to share with us? Mm.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's great.
They're off of pay. Lakers versus the Clippers.
All
Tickets
right.
is high.
Well, we are wishing you a wonderful family day.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh my.
Say safety.
Yeah, you know, my daughter's friend's mother was missing from Victorville, and they found her like 2 weeks later dead. She
Oh,
she went to a spa day by herself, and she was missing for 2 weeks. She went on a spa trip by herself, just to a spa day by herself, and they couldn't find her, and they found her dead like 2 weeks later.
Oh,
Oh, that's terrible.
That
I'm
is
sorry to hear that.
Oh,
Wow.
You just have to be careful, everybody.
Yeah.
You do, and
Watch
vigilant,
out.
and put down your phones, guys.
Yes.
Definitely, don't be on those phones.
Oh,
They're nothing
yes.
but distractions. And people look at you to make sure that you're not
distracted.
tuned in, that you're not aware, that you're not alert of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Safety.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
That's what I tell my girls too.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like we're under attack. That's what I was gonna ask you about, protection. I think it's increasing a little bit. Would you see, do you see more of a trend, Bill, where there is a little bit more protection of the black woman, considering all of the realities that we're facing out there? Mm. Yes, I agree with you, Bill. I appreciate that, and thank you for bringing that awareness back to the show.
Absolutely.
Particularly right now during the holiday season, but at all times at this juncture, just New World Order.
Mhm. It is.
Okay. Well, Lori is in charge of our programming, and perhaps you'd be interested in coming on the show and we could talk about that transition.
Absolutely, Bill. We'd love to have you.
Bring that, because you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bill, if it's okay, I'll connect with you offline, and then we'll talk about a time you can come and join us here in the studio. Okay.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in, Bill. We appreciate it. Okay,
All right,
you too.
bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, look at us here. Moving and shaking in the Poetry Justice Show. These amazing ladies of the chat. What's going on here, Tiny Michelle? You're getting an earful of information tonight.
Just
a wealth-
loving it.
Wealth of information.
Exactly. I think Tiny had a health moment. Did you have something health-wise you wanted to talk with us about?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that everybody gets their flu shot. Because
What do you
we-
say, Tanya, to those people who say, nope, flu shot
So-
is just
so-
the devil's
So, you know what,
poison?
I think that, so I have to talk from a healthcare perspective.
Okay.
So from a healthcare perspective, the flu shot is your number one barrier against getting the flu. And with all the different strands and stuff out there, people are really sick. And our ICU is full of patients intubated. I mean, the flu is really just taking over and consuming your body. Now, and a lot of those people have not had the flu. Okay. Then there's a second half that because of the time of the year that it is, something could be brewing in you anyway, and then you get the flu shot. Then it kind of correlates. So people are like, "Oh, I got the flu shot and now I'm sick." Well, you were probably getting sick because of the inoculation period, and by the time it's not a true correlation. So all I can say is that it prevents you. For the young and the old, it's very important. If you're over 65, if you're young, 5 and under, it's really important because of your immune systems, and you really need to get it. Another thing is that we were going to talk about one time is that chlamydia and gonorrhea is on the rise.
Oh Lord.
And so, I think that, and it's on the rise in the minority community.
Shall we see?
And so you just, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis.
Oh my
Is
God.
all,
Is there any particular reason why that's on the rise?
we're
Anything
just
that
we're just
statistics point to?
we're just sexual beings, and there's a lot of people that don't take care of themselves. And syphilis can disguise itself, and sometimes it does not always come out and be symptomatic the way that we think it is initially, like you're looking for all this drainage and all this other stuff. And so it just depends on what's going on. And so sometimes, people don't know that they have it, and they're spreading it. Or people do know that they have it, and they're spreading it. So be careful, use precautions. If you don't know the person and you just feel like you just want to have one night stand because he just looks or she just looks all that, be careful.
Get the bang out on. Dante, what do you think?
The bang out on.
Not on the first night.
Dante.
Not on the first night.
Not on the
No?
first night. Can't go out like that. Even as a dudes.
You even got to, yeah.
In 2020, this next decade, fellas, do not go out on the first night. Don't give her nothing. None of it.
None of it.
Don't give her like
Did
it's
you
a
hear
treat.
Did you hear that? Don't give it to her.
2020 going forward, fellas, it is a treat. You are the treat. You have to start valuing yourself the same way these women value themselves. You got to value yourself too.
You ain't gonna get too Wow.
So just be careful.
Shelly, what?
Just scared. I just can't.
Just be careful out there when you slinging and slanging.
Be careful.
And if someone says that they want to give you the Diablo, that's what my daughter works in this field, and people be like, he said he wanted to give me the Diablo. Well, Diablo means the devil, and so they're giving you diseases, and so they end up getting
Oh wow,
diseases.
that's just what Bill Yass says it too. He said it like that. Well, oh wow.
Wow.
Like Gabriel.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow. Gabriel be like, oh wow. Shit. Well, I'm glad. I just don't know, Dante, what to say. It's fuck.
Wow.
It's the going down. It's going down, Tony Michelle.
It is.
This is it. Can't survive. Alrighty, so now let's just gonna move right on down the lane here. What do you think, Tanya? What's going on? Else? Because with your health update, I'm sorry. You have anything else before we transition on?
No, I just think that, as women, we just, especially as black women, we really put everybody first in our lives. And so I probably don't do that anymore like I used to do it. And so this is a time that you should, right? Self-care is important. Self-care is very important. And whatever that means to you. Whatever self-care means to you, it can mean different things. It could mean I just take a break when I get home and I don't do nothing for 15 minutes. It could mean I like taking baths and soaking in the bathroom, so I'm going to do that for 15 minutes. Or I like reading a book for 20. Whatever it is, just invest more time in yourself.
Wow. We have a caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
That's
That
hard.
is
Wow.
terrible.
It's like a legacy.
Okay,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
Things are crazy. We were talking about that today, like all this information that Ring is bringing to you, like this Ring doorbell. You didn't know half the shit that was going on your block. You didn't know Ring is catching people being kidnapped. Ring is catching people stealing, people doing all this stuff. It's like this technology. If you like are really into it, you can be scared. Like, did you see on TV where this guy had Ring and he had cameras in his house and somebody had hacked into the
Ring was talking to his
Ring
child.
was talking to
To
their
his
child,
child, yeah.
saying they were Santa Claus and they had to come
Right,
home.
little
And
girl.
then one other one was like, how you like being married to a biracial woman? How you being married to a coon? And it recorded, and they were actually able to show this on the news where somebody hacked into somebody's house. And because it was biracial measure, was talking to them about it and was making this loud noise, like this alarm was like, go on the computer if you want me to stop and put in your code. And they were like, no, we're not gonna put in our code, and they just disconnected it. So this world is just like nutty, and technology is like enhancing it. You know, it's just making it worse because it's so gives so much access. So you guys gotta be safe. I pulled up yesterday, I think Joy and I went to the mall, and it was like a van, and I gave this speech about don't park next to a van and get in your car and lock your door. And I pulled up, she was like, it's a van right there, Mom, go park somewhere else.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so, and I was like, oh, I'm glad. I told her I was testing her, but I had really forgot my own, I was being caught up in the mall.
It's
My
scary.
But it's scary.
Yeah, there was a videotape. I don't know if you guys saw that. This lady, her daughter was 13. The trafficking is real because this lady was within a store with her daughter, and it was like a tug of war. This woman was beating this man off of. He was trying to take her daughter
From
out of the store from her. Like, she's 13, and you can see he's dragging her, and she's pulling. The mother is pulling back and beating him with her purse.
What's it?
I don't know what city it was. It was on the news, but in the store, just can you imagine your 13-year-old daughter standing next to you, and then somebody's gonna try to take her, and you fighting them?
Did she get the daughter back?
She got the daughter back.
I know she did.
beat him so, but he was dragging the daughter on the floor, and she's pulling her daughter's leg, trying to get her daughter back from him.
Oh,
Now
she's
that it is. We were in St. Martin.
Right.
This was about
Oh, yeah.
maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And my youngest daughter, she was maybe 15, 14 years old back then. And we were buying souvenirs. And it was a lady that came over to her and started talking to her because we were one aisle over. And then Morgan all of a sudden just left that lady and came over to me. And she said, Mom, this lady here, she told me that I need to come with her, that she's going to show me a great part of the island, and not to tell you that I'm leaving, and that she's got all these wonderful things for me. And so I went over to her and told her, don't talk to my child. Don't talk to my child.
Bitch,
And
did you?
I didn't
Shit.
have the bitch part. And so but then I'm not thinking human trafficking. So we
Yeah.
continue walking through the store. I caught her trying to pss to Morgan again. Come over here. Don't listen to
Oh yeah,
your
she
mom.
needed to be down.
Mhm.
She needed to be down.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Unfortunately, luckily, Morgan had good sense and she had a good home life and her parents had a good relationship. Because if you don't have a good relationship with your
Yeah,
kids,
they could go.
that pressure is a mofo.
Wow.
I'm so glad I don't have no
No
young kids.
little
right
ones
now.
anymore. I don't
Yeah,
know. Oh,
She's
Billy's
terrible.
got to ride with the 9mm, y'all.
I mean, just actually, that is bold. You could take my child from
That
me,
is very bold.
13, and I'm standing there. You just gonna grab her and take her. Like,
Jeez.
it was all on camera. It was all on
Yeah,
camera.
they said that.
Did they catch the person who did this?
Yes, and you could see the mother like the girl's clothes were coming off because the mother was like fighting for dear life, like you're not taking her, you're not, and he's still trying to drag her out the store.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Justice in the world. Justice show. Speaking of justice, Shelley, I know we followed this story, but just wanted to give an update because sometimes we take on very intense topics, as you all know here on the show. But good stuff, Centoya.
Yes,
All right, Centoya.
Centoya Brown.
she is. Oh my goodness. Every time I'm following her, so every time she posts, I see something, and it is so wonderful to see that she has written her book, and this man that she's married to, from Pretty Ricky, that's the name of the group. Anyway, she's married to him, and you can see he's just so supportive of her. He's teaching her. They took a karate class together. He's there every time she has to promote her book, and she's just doing so well. I'm so excited for her. She's really doing a lot of good things. The only thing I find hard is that the mother of his child, which is the first lady that he was married to, she's having a hard time with the daughter being around Centoya, which I think is kind of.
For the incarceration situation,
Yes.
or just the routine, I don't want my daughter around, or both?
Both.
Like a little bit of a double whammy.
So they're having a problem with that, but it's just wonderful to see her flourish, see her promote her book, just see her face. She's doing her little makeup and her hair, and she's just, and you can see their relationship is really good. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her.
I love when we have good reports, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
We need more reports like that. Shelley, what do you think was her, did she have a good support system? I haven't followed
No.
her. So what do you think was her drive to be,
To be how she is now, she said incarceration saved her
really?
because she probably would have died. She probably would have died if she had continued in that life that she had before that. So incarceration really
Gave her a
saved her.
break.
She got her education, got her bachelor's in school, and she's got her degree, and she said it saved her. If you saw her when she first went to jail as a kid, and now you could see a big difference. You could just see incarceration changed her. So I'm really happy for her. She's working on she has a t-shirt where she's working on trying to free another young lady, Crystal Kister. And they're saying that she was incarcerated under the same stipulations as Centoya, but I don't know about her because her track record is not good, but you never know. But Centoya is trying to get her free. She killed somebody too, and
In self-defense.
Similar circumstances.
similar circumstances, and so Centoya had on a sweatshirt with her name saying "Free her." So I don't know.
Well, Shelley, I love when you bring hot, juicy stuff like that to the show. So maybe we'll get to follow. You know what we gotta do, guys, and Dante, we have to follow up just because. We need to follow up on Ray Caruth.
That was
We
a
talked
good
about
show.
Ray Caruth.
That
Yes,
was a
we
good
did.
show. That
We
was a
gotta
good
do
show.
that in 2020. Look at Dante. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Did he get his, what?
Did he get his son?
I think that was a show I first did with y'all. It was
Yeah.
maybe after maybe or something like that. 'Cause I remember we were talking about Ray Caruth.
We need to do that, cause he just got, Shelley, go ahead.
About Ray?
What, about Ray Caruth?
What was
What
you
did
gonna
you-
say?
What happened?
I was just thinking he should get another chance to try to get at life, but people were like, "Oh my God, no." I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? And the fact about him trying to have a relationship with his son. You know what I'm saying? What, Dante? You don't think so?
I think it's too
You don't
late.
think he should be able to have a relationship with him since he tried to have him killed, and his mother killed? Mother was.
He's the reason why the baby's like
Like
that.
that, right?
What's the story?
Okay,
Ray
so
from the story?
yes, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if you guys were chiming in. No, so the moral of the story is we've got this professional football player, right? He already had, an initial relationship, had a child with this first gal, and he's moving on, and now he's dealing with this other female, second female, him and her chilling, they, doing what they do. She gets pregnant. He like, damn, I'm gonna have another baby mom. I gotta put up all this money. He trying to convince her, like, look, you need to, abort the pregnancy. She's like, no, whatever. No. And he like, no. So he hires this dude to, get there, just to get her. Let's just put it out there so you gonna get her. They staged it. It was a carjacking. They did shoot her. And she died, but the baby lived. And the son has cerebral palsy and
Due to the fact that
very
he lost
intense.
Because
So
he
they-
lost oxygen,
yeah.
right?
It was discovered that it was a hit. You know, so the investigation took everything to where it is, and Ray Caruth was behind the hit. So he went to prison, served his time, was recently released. Should he be able to have a relationship with his son? Is that a Ray Caruth thing? Is that a son thing? Is that a grandmother decision-making issue? What are you thinking? I mean, that's intense.
Well, you wanted him dead in the beginning. I don't understand.
Oh, wow, Shelley.
That's what it was.
I know.
The truth is the truth. You wanted him.
God, do you remember that show? Ha ha.
The truth is
The
truth.
naked truth, remember that one?
But no, let's stay on Ray right now. What? What are you thinking, Dante?
I'm all for second chances after what's his name came, Christian.
Christian?
Christian
He
Bale
really made me
Branscombe.
look at how we
See?
view people after they serve their time, and even people that do just commit crimes and that learn their lesson. So if he learned his lesson, I don't know about trying to. I mean, yeah, if he learned his lesson, that's a way for him to come to grips with his decision making, because he took the mother of his child, but he still has the child around here. So I don't know. It's very.
But you know what, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, I don't know what my question is. Go ahead.
I think you have to be careful, and that's what I was talking about, your moral mind, your
Mhm,
divine
mhm.
mind. You have to be careful what happens when you're not thinking right? Because at that moment, he probably was like, this is my only way out to get rid of whatever.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's right at
Right.
all. I'm saying that's just the truth about humans.
What? Yeah.
In that moment, he thought it,
That's
and
the
when
only
it
way out.
happened, he probably has so much regret.
Well, that's
Or,
the thing.
you know,
that
re-
was my question. Did he have regret? Did he have
He has
remorse?
to have some
He
in
has to
order to
have
want to
some.
have a
Because
relationship
he
with a
wouldn't
child.
admit to
Right.
it, right?
Well,
He wouldn't admit
Well,
to
yeah.
doing
The
it?
crime, yes. He
because
didn't
of-
admit
But
to
he
it.
didn't give himself up. It's like after they found out, he was like, "Fuck yeah, I did it."
The hitman, that's why they had the trial, because he was denying that he had anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think also too, that goes back to those two minds, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm afraid now of all these other things that are gonna happen to me. But you have to look at over the course of time, like Dante says, have I made restitution? Have I grown as an individual?
Mm-hmm.
Do I now embrace being remorseful? You know?
Mhm.
That's what I don't see. I haven't
You don't
seen
see
that.
you see redemption.
No, I'm saying I didn't see that in Ray himself. I didn't see the remorse. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, but for someone to want to be in the life of a child that's disabled,
Yeah.
that's
a
no
lot.
easy life.
Mm-mm.
You know, for his child can't walk, for him to want to spend time to be with somebody disabled, he has to have had some type of remorse or guilt or something that he may not know how to articulate it, but something must be going on, because that's a hard parenting. It's a
Right.
hard life to be. This is your son, he can't walk, now he's disabled, everywhere you go, he's in a wheelchair, but I still want to be with you. Most men run from that
Yeah. They
because
do.
it's such a hard life.
Mm.
So something is going on in here where he feels like whatever it was, he needs some type of connection. And the grandmother being angry the way that she should be,
Yeah.
because because her daughter
Killed
is
his
gone, he
daughter.
killed her daughter, and I understand all that. But that has nothing to, but that's still, he has to be accountable for his relationship and his own sins.
Mm.
So he has to try to make amends for whatever, for his own sanity,
True.
right or wrong. You know, and so I wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
Mm-mm. Me
All
neither.
right. Any commentary on that?
I wouldn't want to be in Ray's shoes either, but I think exactly what you say, Tanya, is very true. For him to come forward to say that I want to be in this child's life, but I don't think we just grant like, bam, okay, you can. You know, maybe there are supervised visits. There's,
Yes.
you know, a chance to see how he has changed in that growth. I guess I am supportive of the opportunity, you know.
Yeah, because the reality of this, grandma ain't gonna be there.
Right.
And for someone else to take him into society, they're not gonna do it. It's not gonna be that easy. He's gonna be in a group home or disabled or developmentally delayed kids, which is no life.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to start thinking, forecasting like, I'm this age, eventually if we go by here, I'm not gonna live to see him through his whole
Right, through his
adulthood, but his
adulthood.
his father could do
Could
it
you die?
longer than, she's gonna have to hand him over to somebody
At some time.
at some point.
Wow. Never thought of it for that.
And actually, that's what Ray said, that, why not me? Eventually, you're not gonna be here, so why not? That's what he said, so.
What do you think about just the whole phenomenon? Because this isn't an isolated story, if you will. I have seen and listened to several stories about men who kill women who are pregnant. They don't want these babies. They're like, this chick is tripping. It was a one night stand. I watched this show called Frenemies. Friend Enemies essentially, but it's called Frenemies. It's on the ID Go. Well, ID Go, but it's Identification Discovery, the ID Discovery Network
Oh, I
channel.
know what you're talking about, yeah.
Right, it says all crime related. I love crime. But same scenario, I watched an episode last night and a girl got pregnant. It was just her friend, a one night stand, and he was like, I don't want this baby. And so he was like, look, I don't want this baby. And she like, no, I want it, and I'm gonna keep the baby. And he kept telling her, no. So subsequently, her parents go out of town for the weekend. She's gonna stay home alone. She's 18. She's gonna stay home alone. And of course, she invites him over because she wants to be with him. But he brings his homeboy with him. Okay. And so they're just chilling, hanging out on the bed, watching TV, her and him on the bed, just laying down, watching TV on their bellies. The friend is on the floor, sitting down, playing a game, one of those games or whatever. And then all of a sudden, he kind of starts, playing with her and like pushing her back like a pity-patty thing. And then pity-patty thing turned into him jumping on top of her and holding her down and like starting to manhandle her and choking her, and she's like, stop, get off me. And then he's applying more and more pressure, and then he called his homeboy like, come here, help me. So old boy, he's like, get the phone cord. He pulls the phone cord off, snatches it out, they put it around her neck, and they start choking her ass out. He's like, I told you I want this baby, I told you I want this baby.
Oh my God.
So she's struggling, and she gets away from this situation. She breaks free, she runs into the kitchen. But it's like a two-way situation, but he came around this way. He got to the kitchen before she did. Got the knife and just started slicing her up like a farmer.
Oh my gosh.
Jason
Horrible.
Rogers. Keep her down, I'm telling you. What?
He says, you telling this story, Jackie, like you was there.
He couldn't even put the cup to his mouth. He was like,
Wow.
You want to talk to Dante? Shelly!
you're so animated.
I'm telling you, dog. This was her best friend, frenemies. She started out as
It ain't going down like that.
They got drunk. She got pregnant. This bitch trying to keep this baby. He said, oh, hell to the nizzo. No, your ass ain't having to cut that bitch up. Wait. Then they took her, wrapped her in her own blanket, then took her to the forest, lit her ass on straight fire. Shelly.
I'm
To
done.
get rid of the
So
evidence.
who lived to
Then
tell
they
the
went
story?
back to the crib
Oh my God.
and wiped up some of the blood off the floor, but then there was still just blood bath all over the house, and then her parents came home the next day to that blood bath. Because she wanted to keep the baby.
So who told,
Now I don't know, is that a Ray Caruth? I
who-
just don't
who
know.
told the story though? The dead person told when they woke up. When they woke up.
When they woke up. The lawyer didn't wake up. And that's message. I'm
But
just
see,
saying, having these
Wow.
babies, girl.
But you know what? And Shelley and I can talk about this. As mothers of sons, we tell them protect yourself. I don't care what she say. If she say
Exactly.
she on pill, if she say this, if this is not what, protect yourself. So he should have protected himself. He should have covered up, strapped that thing up. We told Jordan. My,
We don't want no
my,
kids.
my mother, was it my mom or somebody? Remember, you a Trojan twice. Trojan in your head and Trojan on your penis.
Yikes.
YikesRadio.com. You gotta tell people
You
what's
do,
going
no
on
matter
out
what
there.
they say.
But Dante
Right.
said he ain't
That's
gonna
what
be
we tell
giving
them.
up his family jewels. You heard what Dante said? 2020, man, ain't giving it up.
So,
Man,
They
giving
got
it up.
to wait. Wow.
That's too cute.
What?
That's sad though.
No,
No, but a
I
woman
think this is
that
different than Ray Carew.
Yeah.
Because I think it's different for you to call, as Tanya said, someone to say, hey, I'll pay you $1,500 or $3,000 to make this problem go away, opposed to you personally
Okay.
making it go away, right?
Personally.
That's crazy. I just don't even
That's sad.
understand.
But in the eyes of the law, it's just as bad.
It's just murder.
Well, that's very true, but we were talking about the other side of him
Oh,
able to go and see his child.
that's cold. I'm sorry, that's cold.
But it's like, how you one day having sex with
Somebody.
somebody,
That's what I'm saying.
and
That's
the
cold.
next day they can kill you.
Yeah, just
That's cold. That's what it is. It's
Damn.
cold.
yeah. You wasn't playing around. You kept telling
Are there
Mm.
signs?
her.
I mean, should we do some research
these
on this
types
and tell
I mean,
people
you be thinking,
signs?
oh, I'm just kicking it with him and his homeboy over here. You know, I don't know. You may
I don't know.
wanna Think about kicking it with him.
Yeah.
Too. That's too much.
Don't
I
let
say.
them invite their homeboy over.
Yeah, don't let the friend and the homeboy come over and it's just you there.
Right, right. You just
No.
there
Yeah,
with
what we
them.
doing? What we doing?
Right.
Why he here? I see you.
I don't see nothing wrong. They don't see nothing wrong with a little bumper grind time.
I'm just saying, why he here?
Yeah, you just right with a little.
That's scary because women are losing their lives because people are not being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
losing their
know.
life and a baby and all that type is crazy.
So you
It's
guys
sad.
ready for this new year? Excited for another decade, people. 2020. That just kinda sounds good. doesn't
Sounds
it?
good.
Sounds prosperous and healthy.
Yeah.
Growth. Sexy, a little twang to it. 2020. What you think, Georgie?
I agree. You know, Morgan graduates in 2020.
What? Yay! Tanya, I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Joy does, Miko does, Chantel does, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that Pootie does it, but
Pootie.
the rest of the crew, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a good thing.
It is.
Good thing.
I know it is. So we have such a good time here with the ladies of the chat. Any plans for the show for next year, Lord G? What do you got for us, Miss
Yes.
Executive Producer? What do you think?
I was talking during the break to our Facebook family about the ladies of the chat. This is the first time I think they're hearing it. We're going to have a book club.
Oh,
Oh.
Aren't you excited?
I mean, I gotta read.
It does mean you will
Okay.
have to
Dante,
read.
that means I
Yes.
gotta read. Okay.
And so we will have homework. We will take between now and January to kind of decide on what we want to read. I have a strong recommendation though, which is Noreen McClendon's book, Hurt People Highway. And so we'll announce that in January, what book we're reading. We'll give you information as to where you can go and get your book, and you can journey with us
Oh,
through reading
awesome.
this, and then we'll come out the other side in a month or 2 months, and then we'll have a discussion about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dante, what you do? You got Dante got to do it too? I don't have to do it. Dante don't have to do it. I don't have to do it.
Dante has to do it.
I can read on to you.
I think we need another weekend away or 2 days away for us. Remember the first year of the chat, we went away for your birthday
We had a
weekend?
retreat.
Go away.
And we had a retreat, and we were able to sit there and kind of brainstorm and have fun and just be casual in our pajamas by the fireplace. Or we need a spot, we need something just to sit, just to do us.
And kind of get in the groove, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can
That'd be
definitely.
just even us a night away.
Dante, you gotta come over with us.
You gotta do it big, go out the country.
Whoa.
That is fun.
But that
Let's
means
go.
Jackie can't be here every Saturday.
We can do some reruns. Oh, we'll be on vacation, Tanya. We'll be on location. We'll just do it. We won't be doing broad scale, but
I
we'll be
did
like,
have that idea. Remember I kept saying location?
yes,
different
yes,
location?
you did. Where y'all wanna go?
Could be done.
Lori said she wanna go somewhere. I don't know where Lori wanna go.
Well, nowhere where they're taking women to get
I
organs.
know. I'm like,
No,
that's
still
just too
absolutely.
where they're
much.
stealing organs.
Mm-mm.
It's just scary, you guys. We just gotta continue to pray and just. Ooh, what you think?
I don't know. I'm excited for 2020, but the world, the way that it's going, is just not getting better. So it's pretty scary out there.
What about you, Dante?
Dangerously excited for the next decade.
Dangerously excited.
Be 33 at the next decade.
All
Probably have
right.
some babies. My homies is gonna get married. I'm just excited for the next decade. A lot's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it's gonna be some good stuff, y'all. We're gonna bring some positive energy to the flow. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the chat. Oh, we got that big yoga festival coming up. I want the
We
ladies
do
in the
have
chat
a
to
big
be.
yoga festival.
Yeah, Pam Sachnan Buckner. Anywho, she's got an amazing event coming up in February,
Mhm.
the Seoul Long Beach Yoga Festival. And so, Poetry of Justice Show, we're going to be partying with that a little bit. It's kind of taking away the myths of black people in yoga. You know, like black people are afraid of yoga. You know, it's like
Breaking
ooh.
down all those stereotypes and
Yeah.
barriers and really looking at the health benefits as it relates to people with color.
And we talked about that. Remember, we talked about the show about the legacy of sickness and illness because of the whole genetic scenario due to slavery and how that's been broken down.
Mhm.
So, kind of piggybacking and merging those two together, allowing us to know that it's okay to do yoga, and like
I
we were
love
saying,
yoga.
for that health benefit. Yeah, and kind of.
Maybe we should do that together. I do Bikram yoga. It's in 105 degrees heat.
Oh, see, there you go. I do the Kundalini, Lori.
What is that?
Lori and I practice Kundalini yoga down
3
in
minutes
Long Beach. This one here, you got
Don't
it.
know if I could tell you my Kundalini story.
I don't know.
Well, the short version is it's really great. We do like different poses and chants, but then there's the session for the meditation, okay? And again, you gotta remember, grew up in Compton, right? So we're in this room and they cut the lights on, okay? And they tell you to close your eyes, but there's like 2 or 3 people who are walking around whose eyes are not closed. I had trouble with that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I cheated. I was like,
Cause it was like a lady in the back. Yeah,
Like,
it was right on
they're
time.
still
when
walking,
that
they're
chick
walking
started
around. She
turning
started
them
turning them lights down. I'm like, what's going on?
See, you can't take her
You
nowhere.
can't why then nobody announced it was gonna be in the dark. The lights just started turning down.
Don't they do that with Bikram too?
Well,
They don't turn the lights out?
Where is Shelly?
I think if we turn off lights, everybody needs to
I mean,
see
they
it.
may be dim.
Why is there a few of you walking around?
Right. See, I have a problem
See,
with
I
that
got a
too.
problem with that.
You would have lost yours. So
Oh,
you
my
already
God.
know how Shelly is.
But needless to say, I returned and completed the course. So,
Yay! Well, ladies and gentlemen, and these lovely women in the studio tonight, we are going to get ready to wrap up. But next week, we will not be here, guys. We're going to take off. I'm going to party like rock stars at the crib. But the
Happy
week after that, we're
holidays.
going to come back in the studio at a whole new decade, 2020, the POJ show. We're going even further into the atmosphere than we could ever dream of. And the chat, you know how we roll. We're going to just take it to bigger heights. We're just going to go with the flow and have some fun with it, right?
Sure.
We're gonna enjoy ourselves.
Alrighty, guys, so we're going to get ready. We got a little bit of time, but we're just going to go ahead and coast it on out here with the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips on yaxradio.com. Ladies of the chat, take us out.
See you later.
Good
Happy
night.
New Year and Merry Christmas.
Yes,
happy
happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy New Year.
All right now.